Good afternoon, everyone. It's Brenda Quintana here again, and it is 6 by 6 project week. And 6 by 6 is, when I say 6 by 6, I mean that I'm talking about our designer series paper. Some of our packs come in 6 by 6, and the rest of them come in 12 by 12. And you can cut the 12 by 12 down to 6 by 6. And that is what I have done as a little gift this month. I have cut up my retired 12 by 12 paper into these cute little 6 by 6 packs. Now you can't really see this paper here. Let me pull one out and show you what I mean. So I put them, package them up in these little packaging, and then here are some designs. Let me bring it into the camera. All different designs. They're double-sided, and I've cut them up and made them into these nice little packs for you. So for every $50 you spend with me this month, I am going to send you one of these little paper packs. So if you spend $100, you're going to get 2. If you spend $150, you're going to get 3. So I am packaging them up, and I'm going to mail them off in August. It's also a great time to purchase $50 worth of stuff, because Stampin' Up! Also rewards you. For every $50 you spend, you are going to get a coupon from Stampin' Up! To be used in August. It's a $5 coupon, and it's the same deal. For every $50 you spend, you will get a $5 coupon. So that is really cool. So you get double rewarded this month. And normally, my reward amount is $75, but this month it is $50 because it is a special month. And so I have been sharing with you 6 by 6 projects this week. Earlier I did, this is reversed, so I always have to get it to the correct side. This is a little emery board holder that I made on Monday, and yesterday I made this little York peppermint patty holder. And today we're going to make a tea bag holder. It's actually a double tea bag holder. It is a little bit more difficult than my other 2 projects, but it's not very difficult at all. So it is a very cute project. You can see it's kind of got this double fold going on here. So I've got a little flower on the front, and then I've got a little greeting on the back. It says, "Love is a warm cup of tea." So I can just imagine that these would be great for, like, if you're having afternoon tea. These may make really cute place settings, or they're great little favors just to hand out to friends. And you can fill it with whatever tea you want. And it fits most size tea bags. It's got kind of a generous pocket so that there's room to get a slightly bigger one in, or if you have a slightly taller one, it doesn't really matter. You can cover up this little peak right here if you want to. So that's what I'm going to show you how to make today. And is there anything else I need to tell you? I don't think so. Well, just the fact that you can use, we have paper. If you like the paper that I used today, it is definitely available for purchase. I'm going to be using the 2019-2021 Designer Series paper. It's got all of the 5 in colors in it. That would be Purple Posy, Seaside Spray, Terracotta Tile, Pretty Peacock, and the project I'm making today is in Rococo Rose. So let me flip over my camera so you can see what we are making. Here's my little work surface over here. And so here is one of my tea bag holders, and here's another. So there's the front and back of both of those. And we're going to make that in Rococo Rose today. So let me just set those aside for a moment. So I'm going to be using the Tea Together stamp set. This is a really nice stamp set. It also has matching framelits that we will not be using today, but I just mention it just in case you're interested. Look for those framelits as well. And I'm going to be using the flower and one of the greetings out of that stamp set. I'll also be using the 1 1/8 inch scallop circle punch a little later on. And the Rococo Rose ink pad, and the Rococo Rose Stampin' Blends for coloring, and also some Granny Apple Green Light Stampin' Blends for doing a little coloring. I'll just put those off to the side for a moment. I'm going to show you, excuse me, I'm going to show you the main part of the project, how to make that. So I'm going to use my Simply Scored scoring board. Let me put this up at the top. And I'm using this pattern paper, and it's 6x6 paper, so you can start with whatever 6x6 paper you want. Cardstock would be a little difficult to use for this project. I think you could use it, but it's going to be a little too thick for that purpose. So I think it would be better if you actually used the 6x6. So we're going to start off by scoring this piece on the diagonal. So I'm going to do this on the 6-inch mark, and I've darkened my 6-inch score group with a Sharpie just because it's very hard when you're lining up the end to see where to line it up down here, because these lines are so close together. So I darken it so that I can line up that darkened line. So I'll just put my little piece up at the top, one of the points, and then one of the points down here along the 6-inch score groove, and then I'll just score it on the diagonal. If that is too difficult, you can always just fold this in half along the diagonal, which is what I'm going to do now. So you can do that, but I love to be able to score it because then it's a lot more precise. So then we're going to take this diagonal fold right here. We'll take the fold and we'll put it along the left side of our scoring board. And I'm going to stand up to do this. I'm going to use the small ball of my stylus, and I'm going to come along and score at the 1/2-inch mark. Try and stay in my line right there. So score at the 1/2-inch mark. You should be able to score this, since this is designer series paper, you should be able to score it such that the score line goes all the way through to the back. Otherwise, if you're having trouble with that, then you can come over here and score on the 1/2-inch side, 1/2-inch mark again. But I can see my line go all the way through, so I don't have to. Then I'm going to put the fold up at the top of my scoring board, and then I'm going to score at the 2 3/4-inch mark, and then I'm going to flip it horizontally and score at the 2 3/4-inch mark again. Okay, so that is all the scoring that needs to be done. I can set my scoring tool aside. And then what you want to do is open your piece up, and you're going to want, so there's 2 patterns to this paper, and I want the gingham pattern to be the one that is showing for the most part. I also have this diamond pattern on the back, so I want the diamond pattern to be on the back and the gingham to be in the front. So my gingham right now is facing down, and I'm going to look for the 3 score lines that are close together, and I want those to run horizontally in front of me. So the 3 lines are going across like this, and then I'm going to fold in the side. You'll see your score line right here. I'm going to fold along that score line, and I'm going to fold along this score line. Now, if you have a bone folder handy, you can use that to smooth down those 2 folds just so they're flat. Okay, and then we're going to fold along that first score line, and I'm going to fold this back along the first score line, and then I'm going to burnish down that fold like that. Then I'm going to flip it to the other side, look for my first score line again, and I'm going to come over here and burnish that. Now I've got these 2 pieces like this, and I've got one more score line down the middle. This is going to be a mountain fold, so I'm going to just push that in a little bit so you can see I'm going to bring that in as a mountain fold in the center like that. So you can see I've got it going down, it goes into a mountain, comes down into the valley and back out. So that is the tea bag holder. If this was a little taller, I might punch right here and put ribbon right here, and you can definitely do that. I opted to put my ribbon down here instead. So what you can do is you can either take some Tombow, or my little mini glue dots. You could also take a mini glue dot to make it easier. And let me just see. Let me peel this off with my bone folder. Okay, I've got a little mini glue dot on the end of my bone folder, and I'm just going to put this on the tip of my tea bag holder, and then I'm going to line up these two right at the top and just pinch it closed so that it's going to stay closed, because mine will not have any ribbon in there. Okay, so now how did I decorate that up? That's basically the holder. Not too difficult, right? Just a little bit more difficult than the other two projects I did the other day. So I've got a piece of Whisper White right here, and I've got two stamps, and I'm going to start off by opening this up, and I'm going to stamp my little flower in Memento Tuxedo Black ink, because we're going to color it. And then I'm also going to stamp my little greeting in Rococo Rose. Let me open this up. Just stamp it right there. And then I'm going to take my 1 1/8 inch scallop circle punch. And I'm going to punch both of these out. Just trying to center them. Okay. So let me grab this little flower right here. And I've got my Rococo Rose Stampin' Blends. These are alcohol markers. So I'm going to take my brush tip on the light of the Rococo Rose. I'm just going to come in, just carefully hit all of the petals of the flower, and I'll come back in with my dark and do some shading afterwards. So welcome to everyone who's joined me for the live today. Please feel free to post your questions as I'm doing this. If you have any questions for me or any comments, please feel free to do that. I'm going to take my dark now, but I'm going to use the bullet tip, and I'm just going to shade just along the edge of the flowers, just to the bottom here, kind of shading where the shadow would be, so kind of towards the bottom and maybe a little bit under here. And then I'm going to come back in with my bullet tip of my light and just blend out that line just a little bit. So just doing small little circles and just blending out that line. Then I'll come in with my Granny Apple Green light, and I'm going to just hit those leaves on the sides of the flowers, and I'm going to hit the center. So that's all there is to the coloring that I did for that one. And then I'm going to take some dimensionals. Here they are. And I'm going to just put a dimensional on the back of this flower. See, the Stampin' Blends will bleed through the Whisper White, but that's not a problem because you're not going to see it. It's going to be on the back is going to be on this holder right here. So I'll just put this off to the side. Well, not off to the side, it's centered right at the bottom. I'll do the same for my little greeting. Just take a dimensional, put it on there. And hello, Maria. It's nice that you joined me today. I hope you're enjoying this video. If you haven't been watching this from the start, you can go back and watch it afterwards. And I have a link to my blog post that has some written instructions. But I find when there's a lot of folding to be done, the it's nice to watch the full video first and then go back and use the instructions and the dimensions to create the project. Once you know how it's folded together, you probably won't need my video as much anymore. But it's just nice to be able to have those written instructions too, so you don't have to scribble those down while I am talking. So there is the back, and here's the front. And I just want to add one more thing. Aha. I've got about a 4-inch length of this ribbon here. It's called the Scalloped Linen Ribbon, and it comes in all 5 of the 2019-2021 in colors. So it's nice, you'll be able to do a grouping with these ribbons with all these colors. So I'm just going to tie this into a little knot. And I'm going to try and make sure, because the back side of this is just plain linen, and I want to make sure that you can see the stripe. So I've kind of tried to make sure that both of these ends show the correct side. So I'm just going to pull that through. Sometimes you just need a moment to kind of manipulate it so that it looks right. Okay, it's coming together. All right, and then before I add this on, I'm going to take some scissors and I'm just going to angle cut my ribbon a little bit just so it looks a little nicer. And then my little mini glue dots have walked off. Does that happen to you? Like your adhesive is just not where you think it's going to be? I have a little basket that I keep my adhesive in, so it kind of, I'm going to use 2 dots because it's kind of a big knot. And then I'm just going to add this right to the left side of this little flower. So it just adds like a little bit of something to the front without, because it's all in the same colors, it doesn't overwhelm the front. It just kind of complements the front a little bit like that. And then all you need to do is grab some of your favorite tea. I'm a big tea drinker. I probably should have brought some other kinds of tea along, but I kind of wanted to keep along with the green theme of my tea bags. This one I did all in green tea with jasmine, and I think it looked kind of nice with the purple, the green and the purple. And then this pure peppermint one I thought looked nice with the seaside spray. And this one, I really didn't think too much about it because I just had these 2 tea bags sitting out. So I'm just going to stick those ones in there. But sometimes it's nice. I like to go and have a look at what the different tea bags might look like in the store and see how they would match my different tea bag holders, because this is not the only tea bag holder I have ever made. So, but doesn't that look pretty? And just stick this in the back. So here are the 3 tea bag holders, and I think these would also sell really well at a craft fair, you know, because they have a little bit of substance to them. Maybe put them in a little cellophane bag or something so that you can kind of keep the tea bag holders in there, and then maybe a cellophane bag, and then tie a little bit of ribbon up at the top, and that would make a cute little tea favor or thing to sell at a craft fair. So what do you think? Do you like those? Just another 6x6 project that you can make. Okay, I'm gonna turn back on me. There I am. Okay, I'm gonna read back to see. Okay, Maria says she's gonna make this with her ladies. I think that it would be a great project to have out at a workshop, at a party, at an event. They just look really pretty and not too hard to make. Hello, Sharon. Oh, so Maria said she's going to make it for her church group. Yeah, I think that would be really great for a little church group. So I've got 2 more projects. This morning I had some inspiration. I have been working on a project and it wasn't working out so well. So I revamped it. I spent a little time on it. I revamped it, redid measurements, and so now I have a project that I'm going to share with you both on Saturday and on Sunday. And these are all, again, 6x6 projects. So I have 2 more projects for you. I know you're going to love tomorrow's project, and I think you'll love Sunday's project too. They're both a little different. It's amazing to me. Let me grab my projects for a second. I'm going to grab the projects that I have made this week. Let's see. I'll put my camera back down. Just give me 1 second. All right. So it is amazing to me this week. We made this emery board holder. We made this peppermint patty holder, and we made a tea bag holder. And it's amazing to me that a 6x6 sheet would produce 3 very different shapes of projects. And you're gonna see again tomorrow when I do my next project that it's gonna be yet another shape. So 6x6 paper is kind of amazing. All you need is a square, and there's many things that you can do with it. So I hope that you like the special that I have going on this month, because it's kind of fun to have some extra paper to work with, and it will be a surprise to see what kind of paper you get. I have kept and stored my paper in very good condition. So, and then I package it up nicely. I'm kind of a detail-oriented person that way, and I don't smoke, and I don't have pets right now. So everything is very nice, and even though it's retired paper, it is great paper. All right. Oh, I have someone here from Cape Cod. You are very close to me. I am in Newton, Massachusetts, so we are just a short drive away. I hope you guys are okay. I know you had a little bit of a tornado the other day. I hope you weren't affected by that, because I know there was power out for a few days for some of you over on the Cape. I hope that everything is fine over there. Luckily, I think I heard that there was it was mainly property damage, and I don't think anyone was hurt that I had heard of. So I'm very happy about that. We used to live in Tennessee for 12 years, and tornado season was very scary actually. And we had a little Sheltie at the time, and she would freak out, and she would start freaking out half an hour before the storm hit, so we knew the storm was coming when she would start to be upset, and then we would all go to our little safe room. I don't know if that safe room would have kept us safe, but it was an interior room in the house, and that's where we went when we had a big storm. Thankfully, tornado never hit us directly, but it certainly is disconcerting to have to like grab your family and go to this little room and hear tornado sirens go off. So I am very versed in that kind of area, living in that kind of area. So anyway, I didn't see any questions, so I'm going to sign off here, and check with me. I will be, oh, Cynthia says, let me just read this real quick. She was spared from the tornado. That's awesome. And everyone has power now, so that's great. Yeah, I heard this morning, I think on NPR, that power has been fully restored. So that's great, because it's a hot weekend, and we need that air conditioning running so we don't get overheated. So stay tuned. Tomorrow afternoon I'm going to have another YouTube live, and I'm going to share with you my next project. And then Sunday afternoon I will share my final 6x6 project with you guys, and I hope you like both of them. All right, and if you need any information on anything I talked about today, just go in the description of this video. There's my link to my blog, and if you click on most of the photos, except maybe the photo of the project itself, it will take you, I've got them linked to different things. Like if you want to know more about my host code offer, just go ahead and click on the photo on my blog, and I've got that link down in the description as well. And if you can't find something, just send me an email or use that contact button to get a hold of me. All right, guys, have a great weekend. Take care. Bye-bye.